Hello class, this is Michelle Long, your instructor for English 110. This is an introductory podcast presentation that's going to help you understand our learning management system in Moodle rooms. So by now, you should have received an email from our information technology department, and that email should come from probably Mike Testa. So if you have not logged into your email as of yet, just make sure and go ahead and do that. In order to log into your email, you would go into our my.pit.edu website, and on the upper right hand corner on that website is an area that has a link, and it's called webmail. You would log into your webmail and you would use your ID, your PIT ID, which is your ID is the year that you started, the first, I believe, 5 letters of your last name, and then there are 4 numbers after that that are random numbers assigned to you from the IT department at pit.edu. That is your ID. If you have not received your ID, you can contact your counselor, your student services counselor, for that information. So you use your ID to log into webmail, and then your password. If you are logging into your password for the very first time, it is student exclamation point with a capital S. Once you're in Moodle, you will get an email. Click on that email from IT stating that you have received instructions for Moodle Room, and then just follow those instructions carefully, very, very carefully. And then also when you set up your password, just make sure and review the rules for setting up your password. I know that's a little bit complex, the rules that they have in Moodle rooms for your password. So go ahead and read that. Once you're in Moodle room, once you're in Moodle room, I'm going to take you on a little tour on kind of just an introduction of what you'll see when you log in. So if you have not logged into Moodle Rooms as of yet, what you can do is go to any browser, and we strongly recommend Chrome, but if you do not have Chrome, you can also access it from Firefox. If you have Internet Explorer, that doesn't seem to work as well as Chrome and Firefox, so we do recommend Chrome. If you're in Chrome, just go anywhere to access the Internet from your network device and go to my.pit.edu. This is our intranet, and once you're in my.pit.edu, in the upper right hand side of the screen you'll see a yellow link called Moodle Rooms. Go ahead and click on that link. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to this page, and this page is the introduction page that you'll see, kind of like the login screen for Moodle. So what you want to do is you want to use your PIT email for your ID, and that was given to you, and you also have it, of course, because you logged into your webmail to access and create your password. So use your ID for your PIT ID to log in, and then your password, and you should have already reset and set up your password. This is going to be your password for Moodle. We do not have access to this information. Only you have access to your password, so if you ever forget your password, you just need to do the forgot password and follow those instructions, since you are the only one that has that information. Okay, so in the login screen, go ahead and put your ID, your password, and then go ahead and click on Login. The next screen that it will take you to, this is where you can actually log in to see all of your courses, and your courses are housed on what is called My Courses, and it's the upper right hand side of the screen. You can, of course, customize the way that you want your Moodle rooms to look. For instance, you can download a picture, or you can make it pretty with different colors, but you can customize it to your liking. At any rate, what you want to do is to access your your courses, you would click on My Courses, and this is where all of your courses are housed, your online and your blended. Okay, so here are all of your online and blended courses. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to log you into English 110 because this is the course that I'm teaching, so I'm just kind of using this as a demonstration for you to become familiar with Moodle. So go ahead and click on the link that says Spring 2018 English Comprehension Skills for College Success-O. When you click on that, it'll take you to the next screen, and the next screen is called your home screen, and we'll get to that in a second. But what I want to do is I just want to explain to you that on the left hand side are all of the weeks with your dates, and anything in a light blue color are links, and if you click on anything that's light blue, it'll take you to another area. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the next page, and I'm going to kind of show you everything that's on this here, but you can always click back in your video and read this page again. Okay, so once you click on your login and then My Courses, it then takes you to the home screen of your course. This course is English 110, and on the left-hand side are the contents of the course. This is really important. Some of your instructors may set it up with dates. Some of them may set it up with course content, such as topics. So it depends on the instructor, depends on the course. But in most cases, your home screen is going to look very similar to this. What you want to do is you want to start out by clicking on Welcome to English 110-O. That is a link. Some of you may have just thought it was words, but please go ahead and click that because there are some essential information in this area, and it's introductory information. So Welcome to English 110, when you click that, it will give you the introductory material that you need to read about that will just kind of give an overview of your course. Underneath the introductory paragraph, there are 4 documents that you have to open up and you have to read. E-learning counselor information, Innovation Center information, online etiquette, and how to use review function in Word. These 4 documents are very important. So anything that has just a small box that says doc on it, or whatever the document is, if it's an Excel document, Access, PowerPoint, what have you, it's basically just a document. If it doesn't say assignment, then it does not mean that you have to do anything with it, only read it. So as an example, we're going to go ahead and open up e-learning counselor info just as an example so you can see what it looks like when you click on it. Now when you click on e-learning counselor information, you can click on the actual words, and when you put your mouse pointer over the words, it turns into a blue link. Again, anything that's a blue link will access another screen or will take you to another area. So go ahead and click on e-learning counselor info. It will open up the document, and in this case it happens to be a Word document. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'm working with Microsoft Office 2013. So depending on what you have, I don't know what other network device you may be using, or if you have a Mac, or if you have another version of Office, or what have you. If you are using this, sometimes what will happen is it won't allow you to edit the document because it opens up kind of as a read-only. So what you would have to do is you would have to click on Enable Editing, which is on the top of your screen. That's a bar. It's kind of like a light yellow bar that has Enable Editing button in there. When you click on Enable Editing, it will open up the Word document just as if you would open up a Word document anytime and be able to write and type in there. So on the next screen, I'm going to show you what it looks like after you click on Enable Editing. Okay, it did not take you to that screen. I will get to that in a second. So what it did, it took me back to the home screen. What I want to do is, before I get to that point, is I want to show you what a podcast looks like. So here you'll see the arrow pointed to a URL. where it says English 110 in a nutshell. This is actually a podcast that I created that gives you an overview of the course and the things you're going to be learning in the course, and it's going to review chapter 1. So if you click on English 110 in a nutshell, nothing comes up. It's okay. Just click on the URL underneath it, which is that blue line that says HTTPS blah blah after that. So click on that URL, and then my podcast will come up. You want to listen and review the podcast. It's important that you listen to each podcast in this course because there may be a hidden assignment in the podcast, and that's me purposely putting that in there so I know that you listened to the podcast. If you don't complete the assignment, I'm going to assume that you did not listen to the podcast. It's really, really important. A lot of times students submit their homework assignments to me, and I can tell by their homework assignment they didn't listen to the podcast. So what I'll do is I will give them a 0 and I'll say listen to the podcast, resend the homework assignment in. And a lot of times they do. When they resend the homework assignment in, of course they get 100, but then I know that they've listened to it. When you're finished the podcast listening to it, you can click on the back arrow and then it'll just take you back to Moodle. So it's okay to use the back arrow for that within the podcast to take you back to Moodle. Okay, so when you open up the syllabus, you read it carefully. You want to go ahead and start typing in there what you want. Before you actually click on the syllabus contract, you can put your mouse pointer over the words that say syllabus contract, or you can click on the document next to it, and that will take you to another screen. And I'm going to show you what the next screen is after you click on syllabus contract. Next screen also has a blue link, and this just gives you a little bit more information about the link, and then you can go ahead and click on syllabus contract, enable editing. This is what the contract looks like. So here, now that you've clicked on enable editing, you can go and you can click on where it says I received a copy of the contract syllabus for this course. You put your name, so I put my name in there as an example. And then down underneath where it says signature date major, that is going to indicate to me as an instructor that you've read the syllabus and that I'm responsible for providing the learning outcomes on the syllabus to you, and that you've understood everything that you've read. So underneath the student contact information, also put an additional email address, because a lot of times I will send distribution emails out to the entire class. So if you have an updated email or phone number if I need to reach you, please put it there. That would be very helpful for me. When you are finished typing in the document, go up to the upper left-hand side of the screen and click on File. And then you want to click on Save As. And this is the area in Word where you can decide where you want to save it to. After you click on Save As, you can click on anywhere in your computer. I mean, I'm just making this an example for you to click on Documents, because Documents is pretty universal. All devices and applications have a Documents area where you can save your documents, but in this case we're just going to use Documents. So when you click on Computer, you can then click Browse. Browse will take you out to the areas, all the areas in your computer or your network that you can access or have access to. And then here under Libraries, you can click on Documents. This is the universal, kind of like the old-fashioned My Documents in the past. This is just called Documents. Make sure when you save your syllabus contract that you save it by a name that you will remember. So if you need to access it again later on, you'll be able to find it. Same thing as when you save your document. You want to make sure that you save it in an area where you're going to remember. So you might want to just open up a file or create a directory that you can save your information to. This way, when it's time to upload your documents to Moodle, you can just go to that certain area. So you've clicked on Documents, you've named the file name, you found the area where you want to save it. Now you can go ahead and click down at the bottom of the screen, click on Save.